problem is that AI is just taking over everybody's job. And as a dental technician, it's just getting harder and harder to compete. I just don't know what to do anymore.
I've got your back. If you're already a subscriber to our CAD Bytes newsletter, you're way ahead of the game. In case you're not, let me get you up to speed. The last 3 years have been nothing but an AI powerhouse revolution. Out this week alone, we have an article from MUSC detailing how they've incorporated AI design directly into their curriculum. Led up by Dr. Rathor, whose name I pray I'm saying correctly, AI has shown to function as a supportive aid, offering real-time diagnostic assistance while the patient is still in the chair. That is exactly how you should be looking at AI too. It is not your competitor, it is a tool. You heard me correctly. A tool, not an evil digital competitor. You see, we had the exact same conversation almost 10 years ago now, when this mysterious technology crept into the field called CAD CAM, and it was going to replace all of the dental technicians. They're all going to be out of a job because of 3D printing and CAD and milling and all these new technologies that were going to be able to take over the entire industry and make dental technicians obsolete. It's going to take all your jobs. And you know what? It did. For some of you. The smart technicians, people like you who subscribe to my newsletter and watch and listen to videos like this, you got ahead of the game. Instead of running from, hiding from, and fighting against the flow, the current of the technological river, you embraced it. You jumped in feet first, grabbed hold of the reins, and learned how to wrestle the CAD CAM technology, transforming the power of one technician into the abilities of 3, 5, 10, or more. Instead of waxing one crown at a time, you could now design multiple crowns digitally, throw them in a machine, and it could work overnight while you slept comfortably in your bed. Today, AI is going to do the same exact thing for those who are smart enough to pay attention to it. This didn't just happen overnight either. NVIDIA announced their partnership with Glidewell almost 3 years ago to the day. Using machine learning with the power of the millions of restorations created by Glidewell, NVIDIA was able to come up with their own AI crown-generated monster. And other companies took notice. Companies like Exocad, companies like 3Shape, new players to the game like Dentbird, all came out with their own AI Revolution crown products. Now, of course, here on this channel, we focus mainly on Exocad and what it has to offer to the technicians. But here's the thing. You don't need to change careers. You need to change your mindset. Just like the CAD CAM revolution did 10 years ago, AI is going to revolutionize the ability for one technician to leverage their knowledge to compete on a level that they never could before. Imagine you're in a foot race and the other guy has a bicycle. You're going to lose. Now, you could either train harder and harder and harder to try and beat that bicycle, or you could learn how to ride a bike. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to buy myself a new Schwinn the second I lose that first race. No matter what you do, you can't stop the progress of technology in this industry or any other. You can stand in that river all day long, but if you try to stop the current, you're just going to drown. Those of us who jumped on board and embraced the CAD CAM technology over the last 10 years, we built ourselves a nice boat and floated ourselves down that river exactly where we wanted to go, leaving those behind that couldn't get on board, that wanted to stop the flow of the water. AI is going to be no different. It is exactly the same situation. The technology is a little different, but the value proposition is exceedingly higher. You see, unlike the CAD revolution, AI is much easier to get into. Companies like Dentbird have a very low barrier of entry, charging $2, $3, $5 per unit and having a small sign-up fee. Now, you don't get nearly as much control with those. However, barrier of entry is much lower. Much more ideal for, say, clinical setups where they just want to have quick temporary restorations to zip out of their new printer. Maybe they've got one of those Midas systems, something to touch on later. If you're a lab technician, you likely have either 3Shape or Exocad. Obviously, you know which one I prefer. Both of those have very viable solutions. Obviously, there's a barrier of entry into getting into those softwares, but if you're a dental technician and you're watching this video, you almost certainly already either have Exocad, 3Shape, or maybe even both. And if you already have those, your main entry barrier is cleared. All you have to do is sign up for their AI services. 3Shape uses I want to say a $3 per unit charge on top of the privilege fee that they have to subscribe. Exocad works with CAD credits. In other words, you buy a package of credits from your reseller. With each crown restoration, it takes a certain number of credits. The exact percentage of credits to dollars, that's something you're going to have to discuss directly with your reseller. However, what I can say is it is incredibly cost effective and certainly a lot less expensive than hiring another employee. Once you start looking at the AI as a junior technician in your lab and less of a competitor that's going to take your job, all sorts of new opportunities begin to unfold. Just like before, when you could let your milling machine run overnight and manufacture all the crowns you need so that you can come in the morning and just have them ready to finish, the AI is going to do the same thing, but in seconds. Literally seconds. You can send off work to the AI, and within a minute, 3 minutes, it's going to have an answer back for you. Is it going to be as pretty as the crown you would have designed? Probably not. The crown generation is not a digital Lee Culp, but it is 80 to 90% as good as what you're going to make. I'm sorry, your craft, AI is going to be able to replicate at least 80% of that. The last 20%, that's up to you. And that's why you're a dental technician. These are single unit restorations. We're not talking all on X full mouth conversions. That's why you're still the technician. That's why it's still important for you to be behind the computer. And that's why it's more important for the AI to take care of that 80%, the bread and butter single unit posterior, as they're known, so that you can concentrate on the work that truly requires the artist's craft, truly deserves your attention, and you can leave the basic single unit posterior molars to the AI to handle for you. You are the manager of this digital virtual lab, not the guy at the bench. You've got to pull your mind out of that. If you are working at the bench and building these crowns because it's your life-fulfilling purpose, I'm sorry, this is going to sap some of that from you. It's just the truth. If you're doing this because it's something you enjoy doing and it pays the mortgage, then this is a godsend for you. Instead of having to hire more people, you can now leverage the smart people that you already have. The AI is going to produce crowns that they can just simply check, validate, correct, and then send right on to the mill. So let not your heart be troubled, dental technicians. Your careers are not over. AI is not taking your job. It is simply turbocharging your abilities and expanding your laboratories. To keep up with all the latest AI and exocad, CAD/CAM technology stuff, don't forget to like and subscribe, share this channel with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.